Hey guys, welcome back to Life Happy Education TV. In today's video, we're going to talk about creating the perception of crisis. Okay, so I am making this video to basically follow up this video that I came across the other day from Tony Robbins' podcast, where he talked about, technically it wasn't him, but someone else. He had a guest. His name is Charles Duhigg. He's a prize-winning New York Times reporter and an author of the best-selling book, The Power of Habits, and the novel, Smarter, Better, Faster. And this guest, he talks about habits. And for any of you who's curious about the whole video, I'm gonna actually put the link of the show in the show notes so people can go watch it there. And anyway, so this guy comes out, he talks about creating the perception of crisis in organizational psychology, bringing up this example by Tim Cook, the current CEO of Apple, like how he gave a speech. In the year, Apple actually had the best performing year in the history of commerce. Tim Cook focused on addressing how the organizations should never get comfortable on the status, but instead he talks about he doesn't spend his time talking about how great he is, how great the Apple is as a company, but instead he points out the fact that the competitors are out there trying to take our place, like constantly trying to take our place. We might not even know who they are today, but everybody wants to take our places, right? And I have like two fascination about this, so I wanted to share with you guys. The first fascination is I admire Tim Cook's like courage to be disliked, because in a time like that where you actually had like a really like one of the best financial year in the history of commerce, like that's like enough reason for you to celebrate, right? Like you want to be happy in that year like that. But instead, Tim Cook, like as he's thinking about the macro, like as he's thinking about the responsibility of him as a CEO of the organization, he makes sure that people stay sharp, because people are more flexible, people are more sharp. Maybe it's extreme to say, but people are definitely more sharp when they face danger. And nobody wants to be that person who reinforces the negative, basically like threat in the year where everybody has like a legit reason why they can just like celebrate and party, right? No one wants to be that role, but you need that in order to protect the whole company, because you need to keep your employees sharp. Otherwise you can get beaten up, otherwise you can get eaten up the next day. The competitors are out there who's trying to take your place constantly every day, right? Like you always want to have that perspective as a leader who needs to lead the organization. And then the second fascination I wanted to share with is basically you do need both, right? Like you do need both enforcement, positive and negative. And here's the thing. A vision provides for perseverance, purpose, happiness, and fulfillment. And perception of crisis provides for willingness, boldness, and courage. And both leeward are needed. And I think the leader's role right here is that basically you as a leader also needs to be flexible on like how you want to motivate your employee, because you know in a hard year where like all what your employees see is negativity, hardships, like you need to reinforce the positivity. You need to reinforce the reason behind why your organization as a together is doing this, regardless of the hardships. So you need to basically come up with another story of like how you can tell your purpose to the employee versus like how you should scare them when they're already scared, versus like when you have the best financial year like what we talked about, you also want to reinforce the negative, like a threat to your employee, so that you can keep the employee sharp. And I think as a leader, once again, like you need to be flexible. You need to basically, depending on where you are in your company, whether it's a good year or bad year, like you need to understand which narration you should use as a leader. Okay, so this is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.